Hi, welcome back. This is Jeff now going through the various TCAs to give you a very quick overview of what to expect. Again, we're doing this because the last trial class revisions, though they greatly increased the placement rate, we still did not greatly increase the conversion rate, which we want to, obviously, for you and for us. So I'm going to take you through these TCAs, show you how they're very much more like major course. Remember, there's only 6 data collection points as opposed to 16. If you haven't seen the first video, you really need to watch it to understand the rest of these. I'm going to go through them really quick. It's going to go level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, and then level 2 beginner. So level 3, we have our rewards. It's going to be a cake and candles. Here's our vocabulary: party, present, blowing out the candles, cutting the cake. Here's our first one, vocabulary. Remember, it's the 1, 3, and 5 above the portal so that the student can't see what you're doing. Then we're going to talk a little bit about how to make a cake, first, second, third. Now you're going to see how they do with the spoken grammar. Can they get it right? And we're going to have some fun building a cake. So you're going to see a few of these in the different levels. It's not obviously about how well they draw. It's how are they talking or describing what they're doing, right? How are they expressing the point of view, or how are they explaining some things? That's really what that's about. Then we're going to move on to, we're going to go to the zoo. You can talk about different animals. And specifically now we're going to talk about, elephants have the trunk, giraffe have the long neck, fish have the fins, and a monkey has a tail. Because now we're going to do the vocabulary. How are they doing it? But we're going to do it as a game. Though this is not interactive, so they'll have to do you can't drag and drop. This is more of a just, draw a line to the appropriate one. So you've got the trunk, a tail here for the goat, not a monkey, the fin, and the neck of the giraffe. Okay, and now we're going to put it into the next data point here of the spoken grammar. And so you're going to go through a series of events. You're going to compare what are the differences. This number 2 picture is interesting because, yes, a monkey hangs from a tree with its legs, but actually so can a person. So we're doing a little bit of compare and contrast stuff. And now we're going to talk about my and its. Again, we're going to draw your favorite animal, and how are they, again, expressing. So this has 2 of those. It's really how they are explaining what they are doing. And then we're going to quickly finish up with a game. Lots of games here. To explain how the slides went, say goodbye. If you've got more time, you're going to talk about the difference between an elephant and you, or what's inside. If it's a present, then they can sort of figure out what they want to do. So that was level 3 TCA in practice. Now we're going to talk about level 4, right? You've gone through the ICA and now you've moved over to level 4 TCA. We're going to start here. The reward slide is about traveling. Mike likes to travel, so travel is the word we're going to talk about. Then we're going to jump right into it. I've traveled to these places: a sea, a plain, a desert, and a mountain. So are they able to identify these based on the vocabulary? Where do these different animals live? So are they able to do the spoken grammar and get it all fairly correctly? Again, 1, 3, and 5, and 1, 3, and 5. I'm going to get to 3. Oh, let's talk. Where do you want to travel to? So again, how is their expression? Again, a 1, 3, and a 5. Now we're going to talk about, again, traveling, but now we're going flags, identifying specific flags and countries. He's going to talk about going to Japan. We're going to, here's some new vocabulary: a suitcase, a passport, board the plane, and take off. And how are we going to apply those? So which is which goes in where in terms of vocabulary. And then we're going to finish the sentence. Mike needs a passport because he is going to another country, blah, blah, blah. Going your 1, 3, and 5. This is sort of cool. Again, expressions. So you're going to plan the trip. So these are what would normally be extension slides, I guess, right? The expression slides, because it's giving the student a chance to really talk and you a chance to really try and extend, especially for if it's a slide that is a data point, to really see how well they can do with things. And then we're done. We have our travel game. We have the reward system recap. We have the goodbye slide. This is, again, a little game. The word search here might be actually sort of fun and cool. Now we're going to move on to level 5. We have our reward system. It's about friends. We're now going to talk a little bit about characteristics and feelings. So draw the different faces. So though it's not interactive, it's still like a regular portal. They can draw something, you can reset the slide, and they can draw again, right? So now how are they going to do with their spoken grammar? Unhappy, impolite, peaceful, careless, and likable. Are they able to understand what that means? Then we're going to play around with picking a behavior. This is really interesting. That's discussed. They don't want to be friends anymore. Can they guess what happened? Are they able to figure it out, and can they explain it in a really good way? Now we're going to go on to the next set. So Meg is going to now talk about her friends. And then we're getting into a very interesting point because we're going to do a little piece here on Dr. Martin Luther King. So what is a hero? So we're going to talk about the idea of vocabulary. Talk a little bit about Dr. King. And then passive voice. Are they able to change into the passive voice? What was done? Again, some passive voice. Some excellent reading here about Dr. King and what happened. And then are they able to express it? So you're going to talk then about the little passage about Dr. King and about the influence he had in the civil rights movement. So then you're going to have some sharing. Again, you're going to have a game here. And we're going to come down to the reward, the goodbye, what you do, I say, and then sort of a self-portrait. My guess is, as you know, when you're getting into the older levels, you're not going to have a whole lot of free time because you should be able to spend a lot of time talking and letting the students express and letting them feel really good about the class. And then level 6. Our reward system, again, now it's a map. I describe, you guess. So what animals are being described, matching words and meanings. What is it like? So we've got the dry climate here, the dry climate there, the cold climate there, or they have long necks because of being able to reach. They have the fur coat because of the cold. They have the hump because of the long dry spells, etc. Then you're going to do an imaginary animal. Again, this is similar to level 4. So they're going to play around with things. It's more about expressing what they think. We're going to have some reading about elephants and then discuss it to see how they pick up on the vocabulary. We're going to talk about some new different vocabulary here, and let's talk about some of these things. Traditions, matching word and meaning. So we're going to talk about Christmas. Are they able to put the right words into the right sentences for their spoken grammar? And then we're going to sort of discuss again if you get a chance to create a new festival. So there's a lot of creativity in the higher levels. And again, how they are expressing it is what they're going to do. And then we're going to finish off with, again, a game, talk about the reward, the goodbye, and then some interesting pictures here and a little bit about Canada, specifics about Canada, which is sort of interesting. Okay. So now I want to deal with level 2 beginner, and I'm going to do this a little. Why I left this to the end is because it is quite different. The others are all based on the 6 data points, like level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The 6 data points and flowing through. You're wanting to get obviously an accurate entry point now for the level, but then also the fun and the excitement of the classroom and the conversion. Level 2, there are no, or level 2 beginner, because it's basically the beginning. And so if they were having problems in the ISA with the very first slide, and certainly with the second slide, this is what you're going to go to. There's no data points. This is pure major course and pure trying to get the cell and the conversion, right? So you're going to have a warm-up. You're going to talk a little bit. And now, a warm-up, and though you're not introducing Meg here, you're actually talking about student skills. So sit up, face the screen, etc., what they should be doing. Here's our reward system, the candles, introducing who they are. They're going to talk, I am, hello Mike, hello Meg. So this is very much major course, circle a name, how old are you? Very stuff, I am. Is Meg this? Yes or no? Let's draw. ABCs, you're going to go through, see how they do, get them used to a little bit more of the circling and more of the getting used to the portal. Again, some more ABC letter stuff. How are they doing with it with pronunciation and recognition of it? look and say. So can you work through a game? 2 of these, one's about letters, one is about people. And then we're going to end up with our goodbye song and the goodbye. You can do a spell your name, and it's not a connect the dots, but sort of a dot the dot, just sort of get them used to using the mouse, etc. So level 2 beginner is all about just that major course experience. We don't really need data points. We just need them to be excited about being a VIP Kid student. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. These are really quick and short to give you an idea on some of the new changes to trial class. Thank you.